Now to the story about a former state financial officer. She claims she was wrongfully fired, but she lost her appeal in an ethics violation case.
Leanne Walton was fired a year ago after the Department of Homeland Security said she failed to disclose family ties to 3 women that she recommended for hire.
13 Investigative Reporter Sandra Chapman was at the hearings and shows us why the State Ethics Board says Walton violated the rules.
He said that he had heard rumors that I was Leanne Walton's sister.
Told Leanne of this open position. At that time, she took my resume and said that she would give me the information.
He needed to know if I was related, and I told him yes, I was related, that I was her aunt.
An aunt, a stepdaughter, and a sister, all hired at the Department of Homeland Security without divulging one important fact. Leanne Walton, the woman who submitted their resumes to the state's temp agency, was not only the chief financial officer at DHS, but their relative.
I was terminated unfairly. I didn't hire anyone.
But Indiana's Ethics Commission disagrees and upheld charges of nepotism.
People are watching. It was the people at Homeland Security that made these reports to us.
Walton was terminated in August 2016 for poor judgment and lack of candor after a nepotism complaint to the State Ethics Commission about Walton's sister, Lisa Hunt, who worked in the finance office under a different supervisor. Directors tried to remedy the problem by transferring Hunt to the training section. Days later, investigators discovered something else. Walton's aunt, Patricia Burdine, was the receptionist in the finance office, and Walton's stepdaughter was a clerical assistant for State Fire Marshal Jim Greason. Walton admits she handed over resumes for her family members and reported payment information for the positions, but says she was told by a DHS personnel director there wasn't a problem.
As long as there was no direct line of supervision, they weren't a direct report to you, then it wasn't going to be an issue. So I didn't feel like I had done anything wrong.
Indiana Code simply states that an individual employed by an agency may not hire a relative. Ms. Walton had the authority to affect the employment of all those under her office.
There's not a single state witness that said Leanne Walton hired anybody. There's no basis in fact for a finding that somehow she's violated the nepotism rules. There's no basis in law.
The state points to text messages Walton wrote after the secret was out. One of Walton's staff members wrote, "Asked me if I knew if Pat was related to you. Apparently he and the director have heard the rumors. I gave Pat a heads up and wanted to let you know too." To which Walton replied, "I'm not sure. If she has told people, then she should be let go. I can't have her there." Walton, her aunt, and sister were all terminated from DHS. Walton's stepdaughter took a job at another state agency. Still, Walton believes she's being targeted.
This has been extremely difficult.
And now, after a year, the State Ethics Commission ruled Walton did violate state nepotism rules.
She's the head of that division, so all the people underneath her were in her direct line of supervision.
In its unanimous 5-0 vote here today, the Indiana Ethics Commission determined that Leanne Walton hid the fact that she helped her relatives get jobs. The board also made another important step. They banned Leanne Walton from ever working in state government again. I'm Sandra Chapman with 13 Investigates.